Welcome back, Husker fans. It is your host, Steven, on the Go Big Red FTW podcast. So what you can expect from this video is I'm going to talk about the strengths, the weaknesses of the 3-3-5, as well as each role for the different position groups, as well as who I envision seeing in each role for the 3-3-5. So strap in. Big Ten football, you think pounding the rock, you think of the Wisconsins, the Iowas, but with Wisconsin now having head coach Luke Fickell, I would expect a more pass-heavy offense for them. And as you know, USC will be joining the conference, and you know their spread, and they're going to throw the ball because they have a lot of receiving options over there with a great quarterback, so something that we should prepare for. And I believe now is the time to adapt. This video breaks down the benefits and challenges, as well as the roles, the responsibilities of each position group, as well as the different notes that I kind of gathered from TCU's performance against Michigan, and we were able to see what it looks like. Now, I see the 3-3-5 as good for teams with DB depth and maybe light on the D-line, which is, I believe, exactly what we are right now at this time. You look at the D-line, and we could definitely add some more bodies. We got a lot of quality depth that just came in this year, but now's the time to let them develop. And the 3-3-5 allows that flexibility so that we're able to field quality defensive players. Another thing about it is the DBs. And I believe those that are solid in space and assist in the line of scrimmage can thrive in the system. I think of Luke Gifford, Javin Wright, Deshaun Singleton, Corey Collier, and soon Ramir Stewart. I don't know how much time he's going to need to develop, but I believe he'll be a good option there. Right at that nickel spot back in the DBs. I believe that it allows you to have more speed on the field with a nickelback instead of a D lineman. And again, I talked about how it's convenient for us. We've had this role of the nickelback, so we kind of have bodies there already. It's just making that switch where it's 2 DNs rather than a DN, 2 D tackles, and an outside linebacker. Now, another benefit, you're able to mix up blitzes and go after the quarterback in a variety of ways. As linebackers are shooting gaps and blitzing, you have another option in pass coverage, and I think that's extremely beneficial. Now, some potential issues. You have the O-line. If they get to the second level by having one less large body and a D lineman, it's really a struggle if you're not able to, scrape and still make the play, because now you have this 300+ pound offensive lineman coming down on a defensive back or a linebacker, because you don't have that D lineman like you once had. So that's a struggle. Typically, the quarterback will have more time to throw because it's less of an emphasis on the pass rush. Now, if we're able to get a quality pass rush with 3, like, that is incredible. That is optimal, because then it allows you to do a lot more in the back end. Another thing, clear communication of everyone's responsibilities. Is you saw last year a couple broken coverages when depth pieces went in, and that's something you can't have in this system. Everyone kind of has to flow together, and that's why I think Tony White coming in, he's going to get that to be cohesive and everyone to be on the same page. With that, we are going to break down each role in the 3-3-5, starting with the defensive tackle. So their role is to clog up the center and the guard, and if they're able to have double teams, it'll free up a linebacker so that they're able to scrape by, and it allows them to kind of make the play. So as a defensive tackle, they are really getting in there. They are at the point of attack, and just to be an absolute animal in the center of the D-line. In terms of the DNs, we have the weak side, which is the side without the tight end or the strength of the formation, and their role is outside containment. You can also have a fourth linebacker come in for this responsibility like we saw from Nebraska last year. So that is an option as well. Then you have the strong side defensive end, side with the tight end. Penetrate and outside contain. If you're able to soak up the tight end and the offensive tackle, you sit in a good spot because then the linebacker can scrape and make the play. Linebackers, absolutely critical. The middle linebacker, the quarterback of the defense. They're there to fill both A gaps in the run game, or they can blitz if they like. They're often covering the running back if they go up for a pass. If they go for a blitz, that's when they communicate with the other linebackers and then they could take the responsibility. It's just kind of flowing as a defense, so it's crucial. Then you have the will linebacker, or the weak side linebacker. Again, the side without the tight end or strength of the formation. They'll be the second line of defense, outside containment, and can even act as the Mike linebacker if the Mike linebacker is blitzing. They can also go for blitzes as well. The strong side linebacker. The side with the tight end, they can also cover the tight end. If they go off for a pass, they have to be strong and a quick linebacker. Since they may cover the tight end or they may have to block shed against them to make the play. Again, they're keeping that containment, nothing gets outside of them. In terms of DBs, traditionally have the same responsibilities. The strong side DB lining up with the tight end, and the nickel being on the slot receiver. I believe the nickel is one of the key pieces, even though they're kind of a tweener. They have to be a menace in the secondary. They have to be physical if needed to blitz. They need to make these plays in space often. So you're looking for someone that has good hips and very disciplined. In response to the 3-3-5, we were able to see what TCU was able to do against Michigan. Some things that stood out to me, they were absolute dogs. Like, those linebackers, they flew, they were violent, and they were making plays. Now, we need that in our defense, and I think we have a couple quality players that will be able to provide that. You think of Luke Reimer, you think of our new signees, and just giving them time to develop. And we have a lot of pieces in that room. I'd love to see how it comes together. Like I mentioned, they were physical, they were violent, and I think that's something that really benefited them. Now, something I am concerned about is if we have some key pieces at linebacker who are playing one of those roles and they're not able to tackle in space, because I've seen it plenty of times last year. So if we're able to shore up our tackles, I think we'll be sitting in a great spot. With that, I appreciate y'all for making it this far into the video. Let me know what you thought. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time. Bye.